Thank you. Thank you. I appreciate your blessing. You know, when someone sneezes and you say, God bless you, you sort of do it out of habit. It's just an instinct. But there are so many moments in our lives that we receive and we give blessings, and often we do that with intention. So you probably gave some blessings yesterday at Thanksgiving. What did you give thanks for? How did you give the blessing? Did you do it with deliberateness and focus? Maybe you expressed gratitude by going around the table, or maybe you said hamotzi, or maybe you gave someone a hug or a smile. We also give blessings and receive them in the context of our Jewish lives. Often they are in a formal context, but not always. They have intention. They're based on the occasion or the person who's standing in front of us. We have so many opportunities to say a blessing. The wine and the challah, the candles. We recited Shehechianu for the Spiegels tonight. We said the Amidah. And there is a favorite amongst your rabbis here at Temple. They love to wish you, may God bless you, Yivarechecha. So we know when a blessing often is being recited in our tradition when we hear the words, Baruch atah Adonai, blessed are you, Adonai. So I'm going to give you a little background about blessings in our tradition. The first time that a blessing was given was in Genesis, in the first chapter, in the first week, on the sixth day. Happened right away in our creation story. It says in the Torah, and God created humankind in the divine image. God blessed them, and God said to them, be fruitful and multiply. Then throughout the Torah, we read about blessings being bestowed upon our ancestors and by our ancestors. They gave blessings to their families, to the people of Israel, and God offered blessings to the Israelites. Then later on in our history, the rabbis, the sages of the times of the Talmud and on into the Middle Ages, they created and wrote blessings that included life cycle events, like at a bris, a circumcision, or at a marriage. And some of them we do to this very day. When a baby or a bride comes in for the ritual ceremony, they are welcomed with the words of Baruch haba, blessed is the one who is coming. During the rabbinic times, it was also a custom when you left someone's presence, you would say, go on to peace. Rabbi Yochanan, whose voice we read in the Talmud, said, a person should never refrain from going to an elder to receive a blessing. So, if you are an elder, like many of us, we're encouraged to give these blessings to others. And if you're not an elder, you're encouraged to ask for one and to receive the blessing. And of course, you don't have to be an elder to give one. Anyone can give a blessing, and you don't have to be younger to receive one. Everyone can receive a blessing. People in those times were encouraged to mention the righteous with a blessing. Today, when we mention a deceased loved one, we continue the practice and we say, may their memory be a blessing. So all this giving and receiving of blessings begs the question, what is a blessing? So one way to understand what a blessing is thinking about it as a conduit or a channel. It's a prayer for physical and or spiritual potential. It's a request for potential to be realized. It is a way to draw down goodness from the heavens or to bring goodness forward in the very lives when we stand on the earth where our feet are planted. The Hebrew Baruch comes from the Hebrew root word that means knee. So giving a blessing is derived from the act of kneeling. Think about a camel taking his knees, drawing himself down, drawing down the blessing. What an image. Now, blessings have been a part of our heritage, as I've mentioned, since creation, since the lives of our earliest ancestors, through our sages until today. One way we can see in a more focused way is by looking at this week's Torah portion, Toldot. So we are in the point of our people's story when Rebekah schemes to have her second son, Jacob, receive what technically is due to her firstborn eldest son, Esau. His right as a firstborn is an honor that was given to him that he could have possessed merely by being born first, and that would have included becoming the status of the head of household, becoming his father's economic heir, and upholding religious practices and responsibilities. But Rebekah favors Jacob, and she wants him to have the birthright. So now, Isaac, who was old and his eyes are dim because of advanced age, is going to give the birthright. So Rebekah dresses up Jacob by placing goat skin on his arms and on his neck, so when he's touched, he feels hairy like his brother Esau, and he smells the smells of a hunter, which is what his brother Esau does. So Isaac believes that Esau is the one who's come to him, and now Isaac gives over the birthright to Jacob, thinking it's the firstborn. So the deceit, successful. And Jacob not only has this birthright with all its inheritance and responsibilities and honor, but he also is now entitled to special blessings that Isaac will be passing on. So I've obviously condensed a lot into that brief description of what happened in our Torah portion, but I want to focus on the use of the word blessing in our portion. In just over 2 chapters, the word blessing or blessed is used 29 times. That's almost every other verse in this story. When we hear something repeated so many times in the Torah, it's telling us this is important. Pay attention. Notice. Blessings matter. So how do we give a blessing? As I mentioned earlier, our rabbis love to give blessings for birthdays, for anniversaries, at weddings, at baby namings, whenever they can, they do it. And they do it in a way that reflects what the tradition teaches us in the way that we're supposed to give a blessing. We're taught it is appropriate for one who offers blessings to be in a state of joy. What joy? Next time you watch the rabbis on the bima give a blessing, pay attention to the joy, the sincerity, the authenticity, the caring with which they dispel it. So the blessing is given with optimism, hope, faith. It's a sacred act between an individual and another individual, or an individual and a group. And it can be given for so many reasons and so many opportunities. Before eating a meal, on waking in the morning, on blessing your family, celebrating a bar or bar mitzvah, seeing a sunrise, offering comfort in a trying time. When we give a blessing, something is revealed inside of us. The Talmud teaches that a blessing is found only in something that is hidden from the eye. You can't see it. It suggests that the power of a blessing is just not seen. It's something that is within us. It's something that we connect to and we share. It's a divine spark that we each carry. So we become a conduit to God. We access awe and we enact our traditions. So we have the power, the capacity to bless and draw down goodness. And we can turn a regular mundane moment into one with deep connections to ourselves, to others, to God. And now I'm going to do something very audacious, and I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to offer a blessing. And it's going to be not just Gesundheit, God bless you, but one that you can give with intention and have a chance to connect. You're invited to bless someone whom you're sitting next to, or a group of people who you may know or just have met tonight for the first time. To do this, give yourself a few moments, take a few deep breaths, experience what's going on in your heart and in your emotions, and be aware of the energy of the person that you're going, or persons that you're going to bless. Look them in the eye. To give them a blessing, all you have to say is, may you ... May there be ... Or I want to bless you with, you fill in the blanks. A simple phrase, just maybe even one word. Then the one being blessed says Amen in response. If you want, you can reverse the roles, or you can just soak in the moment. So, take a second, take a deep breath, dare to look someone in the eye, and offer them a blessing. What a blessing for me to be able to watch you do this. I saw people ending the blessing with a kiss. I saw people hugging. There was laughter, embracing. There was even a group that did a group hug blessing. It was beautiful. So you have the opportunity not only to do what you just did now here in services in the sanctuary, but you can take the time and the opportunity to make any interaction a special moment. Any interaction has the opportunity for you to share goodness, for you to invoke potential, for you to hope that that potential is realized, just like you did a moment ago. So, this Shabbat, when you see someone, stop, look them in the eye, say, Shabbat Shalom, may you have a day of peace. And during the week, when you encounter someone you know well and you care about them, find a moment to give them a special blessing, one that is appropriate and fitting for whom they are, what they may need, what they give, one that makes them feel strengthened and seen, and one that they know they are cared about. Imagine how enhanced our encounters could be, they can be, and imagine the potential for how much better our world could be. Now, I would like to offer each of you a blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May God bless you and keep you. May God lift God's countenance to you and be gracious to you. And may God's light shine on you, and may you know peace. May it be God's will, and let us say, Amen.